What's up, y'all? It's your man, Dad Dude, bringing you guys another video. We are only a few days away from the Carolina Panthers starting their 2023 season. I don't know about you guys, but I am just excited to have football back. Like, regardless of how the Panthers do, I'm just excited to watch some games that matter. Now, there are some reasons to be worried about our Panthers this year. Chiefly right now is the whole Brian Burns situation. Like, I really thought his contract would be done by now. I thought it would be done during the offseason. All the indicators were that this deal would be done. Now, I'm not sure what the holdup is. Maybe he's waiting for Nick Bosa to set the marker, which Nick Bosa just signed his contract yesterday at the time I'm making this video. So hopefully Brian Burns will get news of his contract here soon. But there does seem to be real worry that he won't play in the game against the Falcons, which if he doesn't play, that is a big hit for the Panthers defense and the team in total. Brian Burns is one of the best players on the team, if not the best player on the team. The Panthers really need him. That pass rush was struggling last year with Brian Burns. Without Brian Burns, you're relying on Yetur Gross-Matos and elderly Justin Houston, who missed a lot of training camp. Maybe like Amari Barno. Like, your depth behind Brian Burns is not really there. Without him, that pass rush is very limited. They're going to have to blitz. They're going to have to really stack the box and really send more than just your regular four rushers to generate pressure if Brian Burns doesn't play. Hell, if Brian Burns were playing, they still might have to do those things because, again, last year, Brian Burns played, had a career year, and the Panthers pass rush still was not good. That is how important Brian Burns is. Even with him and him having a career year, the pass rush wasn't great. Imagine how bad it's going to be if Brian Burns isn't there. So that situation needs to get worked out quickly. I'm usually on the side of the player when it comes to contract disputes. Like, I want these guys to get their money. Like, I have a hard time siding with fans who don't root for players to get their money. Like, why not? Like, give Brian Burns his money, get him on the field so they can play, so the Panthers can have their best defensive player and maybe their best player overall. Besides Brian Burns, there are some reasons to be excited. Chiefly among them is Bryce Young. We have a new quarterback for this season. I was not high on Bryce Young before the draft, but watching him over the preseason, there are obvious reasons why you should like Bryce Young. The guy's pocket presence is great. He's very accurate. He's mobile in the pocket. He's not a great athlete, but he's still mobile in the pocket, can make plays with his feet. There are reasons to like Brian Burns. I still would have preferred Anthony Richardson. Only time will tell if that would have been the correct choice. But I like Bryce Young. I think there are things that he does on the football field that are really great. Like, he has undeniable talent. He's a little small, but he has undeniable talent. So I'm excited to watch Bryce Young. Now, the receiving core might not give him a lot of help. The offensive line might not give him a lot of help. The offensive line really struggled during the preseason. That is something that really worries me going to the game against the Falcons and going through the season in general, is the offensive line, especially Ike Mikwanu, struggled during the preseason, which is not something I expected. The Panthers' offensive line was pretty good last year, like above average offensive line. Their line was damn near top 10 in the league. Like, it was within that range. I expected them to be largely the same this year. They returned most of the same players. I expected the line to carry over that good play and improve. The Panthers even retained the same offensive line coach, even though they changed just about every other coach on the coaching staff. The offensive line coach is the same. So I'm not quite sure what the problem is. Maybe Ike is just regressing from his rookie to a sophomore year. Hopefully it's just preseason and the coaching staff managed to work out some of the problems and the line's going to be better going into the season. But it's definitely something to worry about because Bryce Young is small. Like, I don't think he can take the same kind of punishment that a bigger quarterback can take. Hopefully he doesn't have to. Hopefully he manages to get down and avoid pressure. Hopefully he manages to move out of the pocket and avoid hits that way. But if the offensive line is going to struggle, that makes me worry about Bryce Young a little more than I would have if the offensive line was as good as it was last year. So that's just something to worry about. And going back to the receiving core, outside of Adam Thielen, what do the Panthers really have? Yeah, Jonathan Mingo has potential. Like, he has the body and the size and the speed, but I'm not sure if he has the route running and the hands. Like, I like what he can be. He has the makings of like a poor man's DJ Moore, but the Panthers just could have kept DJ Moore. So I'm not sure what he will be yet. Adam Thielen is a cagey veteran. The guy, he knows all the routes. He knows how to work a zone. The guy has great hands, but he's just older, might not stay healthy. DJ Chark was already hurt. Like, the receiving core is very sketchy. And behind Adam Thielen and Jonathan Mingo or Chark, if he even plays, there just isn't much there. So hopefully Bryce Young and the coaching staff can scheme up some ways to get these guys open. Now again, I forgot to mention Laviska Shenault, which there's not much to mention there. Laviska Shenault is just not a wide receiver. He is a gadget player. You know, you give him the ball in space, let him run around. He can get you some yak. Put him in the backfield, hand up the ball to him, maybe give him some swing passes out of the backfield. But the guy is not a wide receiver. He just does not have the short area quickness and the route running to be a wide receiver. I like him as a gadget player if the coaching staff uses him correctly. Hopefully they can scheme up some plays or packages just for him this season, because the guy has talent. He is useful. He's just not a wide receiver. So there are reasons to be excited about this Panthers team. There are reasons to be worried about this Panthers team. Chiefly the Brian Burns contract, the offensive line, and the receiving core. When it comes to the defense, the Panthers have talent. You still have Shaq Thompson. You still have Frankie Luvu, who balled out last year. J.C. Horn is healthy. Hopefully he can stay that way. Dante Jackson is healthy right now. Hopefully he can stay that way. You have Von Bell coming in as a free agent, who is a really good safety. You still have Jeremy Chin, who is that Swiss Army knife, do everything kind of player. You still have Derek Brown holding down the middle of your D line. If Brian Burns plays, they have a fairly complete defense. They're just lacking that complementary piece to be another edge rusher. Hopefully, you know, Justin Houston could be really good in limited use. He was still good last year when in the snaps he did get on a per snap basis. He was still really good last year. I really like Amari Barno. I hope he can get some playing time this coming season. The Panthers have talent on defense, and they're going to need it going against the Falcons with Bijan Robinson. That guy's a monster. Kyle Pitts hasn't lived up to the hype, but Kyle Pitts still has all the makings of a great tight end. They have Drake London, a really good receiver. We'll see what Desmond Ridder is. But the Panthers are going to need their defense to really step up in this game, I believe. I think the Panthers, the way they're going to win this year, at least for the start of the season, it's going to be much like it was last year. It's relying on the defense to keep games close. Hopefully that running game can come along. Miles Sanders, hopefully he'll play this game. If not, it's going to be on Chuba Hubbard and Blackshear to carry the rock. But I think they're going to have to win at least early like they did last year. Defense keeping the games close. That running game really grinding it out. And as the season goes on, then you could put more load on Bryce Young in the passing game. But this game against the Falcons is going to be deepest in running game, I believe. Hopefully the Panthers can pull it out. If Brian Burns doesn't play, that gets a lot harder. That's all I have for you on this one, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go hit that thumbs up. If you are so inclined, subscribe and leave a comment. Do you think the team's going to play well? How do you feel about the Brian Burns contract situation? And just how do you think the season's going to play out? And specifically, how do you think the Falcons game is going to play out? Do you think the team's going to win? Do you think the Falcons are going to get the Panthers problems? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.